I was living in a village. I'd moved to the village. I think I'd been there about 2 years, which was all new to me, village life. And then Nick and his wife Nikki also moved to the village. I think my wife Elaine met you first dog walking.
Rock and roll stuff,
yeah.
eh?
And then we met in the pub, in the local pub, and someone had said, this guy's a musician. And anyway, Nick came up and chatted to me. This was just coming up to Christmas. And he was absolutely fine. He wasn't doing anything. And he said...
We were getting drunk.
Well, we were getting drunk. You're in a pub. And we're musicians. So, and then Nick said, look, I've got to go, and I'm off for Christmas. I'm off to Berlin. I'm guest singing with Toto. And I just thought, he's standing at the bar in the local pub. The chances of him going off to sing with Toto are remote. So I turned to my friends as he left and just said, wanker. Because that's the kind of guy I am. And then Nick went off. I think I thought better of it and phoned a couple of friends in the business and said, look, there's this guy moved into the village. I said, Nick Eede, and he said, Nick Van Eede? I said, yeah, maybe. He said, oh, he's seriously good. And then I said, oh, and then I phoned someone else who said the same thing, so I thought I'd better start paying you some respect. But then you went off, and then you...
Well, I came back in the new year, so around about January the 4th or something, back in the same pub. And the first thing he did was come up to me and say, I'm sorry if I, got the wrong end of the stick, now I know who you are. And I was like, please, stop this. And he said, called you a wanker and all that sort of stuff. And I said, well, come on, let's be straight then, what do you do? And he's there in his, earring shaped head and leather jacket, and he said, I'm a classical composer. And I looked at him and went, wanker. So
that, every email we sent each other then was signed off wanker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's how we met, but we became very good friends, and we've collaborated on a few things now, haven't we?
Yeah, your suite, your trilogy of songs. I'd help you produce it.
Yeah.
It crosses over, and then we know the penny dropped, and we realised that this he was a rock musician. I love classical music. The crossover between it all. So as of about 6 months ago, we started releasing a podcast. 2 lifetimes in music. Nigel and me, and we're on podcast 4, aren't we, at the moment?
4 or 5, I think.
Yeah,
might be. Yeah,
and we have a good laugh.
And what's the podcast called?
The umbrella term is 2 lifetimes in music. Obviously, the first podcast was called 2 Wankers because that was how we got together. Then each subsequent podcast has a different title.
This last one is called Get On With It, and it's an interview with PRS boss Pete Woodruff, and talking about streaming royalties and how intros for songs, fascinating, have become almost redundant. Yeah. And then we countered that with the Beatles, with Help or Can't Buy Me Love, all these intros that came in. So very interesting.
Ahead of their time, no intros. Yeah. So podcasts, we've written a few things together now, and it's all been good fun.
The rest is to be. I'd like to get him out on the road. I think it's time. We're touring all through Europe over summer, and I think there might be a slot for a handsome young keyboard player.
And I know one. I'm just hoping Nathan's free.